What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so shout out to the brother Showtime. I saw him talking about this. He did a video on this. He's the first one I saw doing a video on this. Salute to him for putting this out there. So, Nafisha Collier, okay, who is a player for the Minnesota Lynx. She, in her exit interview for the Lynx, they were eliminated, I think, in Game 4 by the Phoenix Mercury in their series. Now, Nafisha Collier suffered an injury in Game 3, in which she was fouled. Obviously, when you look at the footage, she was fouled, but there was no foul call. And that foul led, or the contact, put it like that, the contact led to her suffering a lower leg injury, which ultimately kept her out of Game 4. There was another player on the team that was injured for Game 4, and you could argue that led to the outcome of them getting eliminated. The coach berated the officials for not even calling a foul on the contact situation that led to her getting hurt, and the coach got ejected. Now, there's one thing that I have heard constantly from various WNBA fans. Obviously, the Caitlin Clark crew been complaining about non-calls, but not just them. Chicago Sky, Angel Reese fans. I've heard, this is the one thing I've heard consistently from WNBA fans, and that is that the officiating is the worst in the sport. And some people suspect there's some shenanigans going on as far as sports betting is concerned. Okay, I don't know about all that, but I do know that this sister here, Nafisha Collier, has made absolute ripples throughout the NBA, waves, I should say, not ripples, waves throughout the WNBA for what she said during her exit interview, because she berated the WNBA front office for lacking accountability. And she even called out the commissioner. But here she is right here.
Thank you all for your time today. I have prepared a statement that I would like to make before taking any questions. All right. So first of all, I'd like to congratulate the Mercury for advancing to the finals. And I want to be clear, this conversation is not about winning or losing. It's about something much bigger. The real threat to our league isn't money, it isn't ratings, or even missed calls, or even physical play. It's the lack of accountability from the league office. Since I've been in the league, you've heard the constant concerns about officiating, and it has now reached levels of inconsistency that plague our sport and undermine the integrity in which it operates. Whether the league cares about the health of the players is one thing, but to also not care about the product we put on the floor is truly self-sabotage. Year after year, the only thing that remains consistent is the lack of accountability from our leaders. Sorry, I had to walk here in my boot. I'm kind of out of breath. The league has a buzzword that they've rolled out as talking points for the CBA as to why they can't pay the players what we're worth. That word is sustainability. But what's truly unsustainable is keeping a good product on the floor while allowing officials to lose control of games. Fans see it every night. Coaches, both winning and losing, point it out every night in pregame and postgame media. Yet leadership just issues fines and looks the other way. They ignore the issues that everyone inside the game is begging to be fixed. That is negligence. At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Kathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs. I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. And in that same conversation, she told me, players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value us. The league believes it succeeds despite its players, not because of them. I have the privilege of watching my husband run a league where he has to balance 100 different things at once. I won't pretend the job is easy, but even with all of that on his plate, he always takes the time to reach out to players when he sees an injury, whether it's unrivaled or even during the WNBA season. That is what leadership looks like. It's the human element. It's basic integrity, and it's the bare minimum any leader should embody. This year alone, I've gotten calls, texts, and well wishes from so many players across the league. Those moments remind me that sometimes there are things bigger than the results than this game we play. But do you know who I haven't heard from? Kathy. Not one call, not one text. Instead, the only outreach has come from her number 2 telling my agent that she doesn't believe physical play is contributing to injuries. That is infuriating, and it's the perfect example of the tone-deaf, dismissive approach that our leaders always seem to take. I've finally grown tired. For too long, I have tried to have these conversations in private, but it's clear there is no intention of accepting there's a problem. The league has made it clear it isn't about innovation, it isn't about collaboration, it's about control and power. I've earned this platform and I've paid the price to get here, and now I have a responsibility to speak on behalf of the fans and everyone in this league that deserves better. Our leadership's answer to being held accountable is to suppress everyone's voices by handing out fines. I'm not concerned about a fine. I'm concerned about the future of our sport. At some point, everyone deserves to hear the truth from someone who I hope has earned the benefit of the doubt to fight for what is right and fair for our athletes and our fans. We have the best players in the world. We have the best fans in the world. But right now, we have the worst leadership in the world. If I didn't know exactly what the job entailed, maybe I wouldn't feel this way. But unfortunately for them, I do. We serve a league that has shown they think championship coaches and Hall of Fame players are dispensable, and that's fine. It's professional sports. But I will not stand quietly by and allow different standards to be applied at the league level. Thank you.
Now, there you go. Now, before I go forward with this, I want to shut something down that I'm seeing some more posts on social media when it comes to Nafisha Collier. I see some people calling her a role player, right? I'm like, you do realize, number one, that the Lynx were just in the WNBA finals last year. I think they went to game 5, and I think they lost to the Liberty. So this team was just the WNBA finals. Okay? So they call her a role player. You know, that just goes to show you how terrible a job the media is doing as far as advertising the WNBA stars. It's only Caitlin Clark and little Angel Reese. And even with Angel Reese, she's always been portrayed as the bad guy to Caitlin Clark's white Kate. And that's it. Nafisha Collier was, I think she was the 6th overall pick in the 2018 or 19 draft, right? So this is her resume. She's a 5-time WNBA All-Star. She was this year's WNBA All-Star Game MVP. 2 times she's been All WNBA First Team. She was All WNBA Second Team back during 2020. She was the WNBA Defensive Player of the Year 2 years ago. Last year, 2024. She was on the All Defensive First Team last year. 2 times she was WNBA All Defensive Second Team, 2020 and 2023. She was the Rookie of the Year 2019, All Rookie Team that same year. She won the WNBA Commissioner's Cup Championship in 2024. She was WNBA Commissioner's Cup MVP in 2024. Remember the 50-40-90 Club this year. She won the NCAA Championship in 2016. She was a EuroLeague champion in 2024. FIBA, I mean, there's so many damn things. I can't even list all of them, man. I'm just trying to go through the significant shit. She was a 2-time AAC Player of the Year, AAC Defensive Player of the Year, AAC Tournament MVP, 3 times First Team All AAC, McDonald's All-American 2015. She won Olympic gold in Tokyo in 2020, Olympic gold in Paris in 2024, Olympic gold with FIBA in 2019 in Puerto Rico, FIBA Under-19 World Cup gold in 2015 in Russia, FIBA Under-18 America's Championship gold 2014 United States. This past year, she averaged, this season that just closed, she averaged, I think, 23 points and like 9 rebounds. She's a superstar. She's second in MVP voting. We got people calling her a role player because they're ignorant and don't even try to follow the games. And then you got this element that just, for whatever reason, they just hate the skin that they're in or they came out of. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really starting to get tired of you dudes because we got enough hate to deal with when it comes to these racists out here. I ain't got time to deal with confused ass black people who walk around looking like me and you, but inside they feel like, you know where I'm going with that. But yeah, man, I commend this girl for this woman. I should say, I shouldn't say girl. I commend her for speaking out, man, because these players, the WNBA players, they consistently play hard on both ends of the floor. Yeah, sometimes the game isn't the prettiest, but they're females. They can't do some of the things physically that men can do. But hell, people say that shit, right? But all these WNBA players want to do is shoot threes. They don't want to dunk for the free throw line, do all the physical shit no more. Everything that's really pushed out there as far as being promoted is shooting. WNBA players can shoot too. At least they play defense. And I love playing. I love defense. So, I love the physicality, but these girls don't get paid much, man. These girls get paid $90,000 a year. And if you're her, Nafisha Collier, you're a superstar, but you're making maybe $100,000 a year. And you got a front office that treats you like you're scum. A front office that treats you like you're some mid-level, middling, clerical cubicle motherfucker. I mean, come on, man. Steven Smith always talks about how much he, and the reason why I keep pushing Steven Smith is because he keeps talking about how he's helped so many people. Dude, you're supposed to be the number one guy at ESPN, right? Why don't you throw these girls a bone? Why don't you do some segments profiling these girls, showing how good they are? Not just one person, because you want to fulfill your quota when it comes to kissing ass, when it comes to certain people. To fulfill, obligation for your fan base or your viewing base. Everybody know what you're doing, man. That's why I'm glad Monica McNutt called your ass out. So salute to old girl for calling out the commissioner, man. And she is bad though. I still think Adam Silver is the worst, but both of them bad. Both of them are terrible. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.